Next time you cry, watch your dog. Not because you need comfort in that moment, but because what science has found is happening inside them during that moment is one of the more moving discoveries to come out of canine research in the last decade. Your dog is not simply reacting to your distress. They are doing something very specific, something deliberate, that researchers who study animal behavior now describe as one of the clearest documented examples of cross-species empathy. Most owners experience this without understanding what they are witnessing. They receive it as warmth and loyalty and the simple fact of having a good dog. But what is actually happening is something the research makes considerably more specific than that. And what is coming at number 4, the thing most people never consciously notice in the middle of those moments, is the sign that changes the entire picture. 1. Before you know a cry is coming, your dog already does. Research into dogs' biochemical detection abilities has established that dogs can identify specific chemical changes in human breath and skin associated with emotional states. Not just trained medical detection dogs, but ordinary pet dogs living in ordinary households. When the body prepares for emotional distress, it produces hormonal and chemical changes that precede any visible behavior. Cortisol rises before the tears arrive. Adrenaline shifts before the voice breaks. The body is already broadcasting before you have shown anything. Research from the University of Naples Federico II found that dogs can distinguish between the specific compounds associated with human stress and those associated with a neutral state, and that they respond to the stress signal behaviorally, even when the person in front of them displays no visible sign of distress. This means the dog who gets up and comes to you while you are sitting quietly, before you have made a sound, before your face has changed, is not guessing or responding to something you cannot see. They are responding to information your body has already sent. Your dog knows something is happening before it surfaces. They were already on their way before you knew you needed them. That is not a coincidence. That is your dog's sensory system, doing exactly what 15,000 years of living alongside humans built it to do. 2. When you actually cry, your dog faces a choice. Stay where they are, comfortable, unbothered, move away from the emotional intensity, or come to you. And for most dogs who have formed a genuine bond with their owner, that choice is consistent enough that researchers have been able to document and study it. In a study by Custance Mayer published in Animal Cognition, researchers had owners and strangers alternate between humming and crying in front of dogs. The dogs approached the crying person significantly more often than the humming person, and they did so with submissive, affiliative body language that the researchers specifically described as comfort-oriented. Crucially, they did this with strangers as well as owners, though they prioritized owners when both were present. What this established is that the behavior is not simply conditioned response to a specific person they love. It is a cross-situational response to human emotional distress as a category. Your dog is not coming to you because they expect something in return. They come because something in them responds to human suffering as something worth addressing. And in the moment you are crying, you are the human whose suffering they are closest to. That distinction matters. And what they do next is the part science spent years working out. And if this is already placing specific memories between you and your dog in a completely different frame, hit like and subscribe. We cover the actual science of what is happening in the relationship, not the comfortable assumptions. What is at number 4 is the sign most owners have never consciously noticed in the moment, and once you understand what it is, you will not be able to unsee it. 3. Your dog presses against you. Not restlessly, not in an anxious looking for something way. In a calm, deliberate, weight-bearing way, their body arranged to maintain sustained contact with yours. Most people receive this as the dog wanting to be close, which is accurate but incomplete. Research on human-animal physical contact has consistently found that sustained calm contact between a person and a bonded animal produces measurable reductions in cortisol and heart rate in both parties. Touch slows the stress response. It is one of the oldest regulatory mechanisms biology has. Your dog, without any instruction or understanding of the mechanism, has arrived at the correct intervention. They are not seeking warmth from you in this moment. They are providing physical anchoring during physiological distress. They are using their body to help regulate yours. And the fact that this works, that the person being held is measurably calmer for having been held, is something your dog has been doing correctly, without guidance. For as long as they have known you were someone who sometimes needed it, no one taught them this. They arrived at it through something older than training. 4. This is the one. Your dog goes quiet. Not away quiet. They slow down. They stop whatever they were doing. They arrange themselves near you and become still in a way that, if you have ever been on the receiving end of it while you were falling apart, you already know what it feels like to be in that stillness with them. And what research on behavioral synchrony and emotional contagion in dogs reveals is that this stillness is the opposite of passive. When researchers studied dogs in the presence of a distressed human, they found that dogs do not match the emotional escalation of the person beside them. They move against it. Where you are going up, heart rate rising, breathing fragmenting, body losing its composure, your dog is coming down, slowing their movements, lowering their energy, reducing every behavioral signal that might add to what is already overwhelming. Researchers call this emotional buffering behavior. It is your dog's nervous system actively working to reduce the emotional temperature of the space. They cannot say that everything will be all right. They cannot explain what they are doing or why it might help. But they can make the room quieter. They can slow the world down by 1 degree. They can hold their part of the space with a calm so complete and so deliberate that it becomes something you can actually feel. That stillness you are sitting in while you fall apart is not your dog doing nothing. It is the most competent form of help they know how to give, and it is working on you whether you noticed it or not. 5. After you stop crying, your dog stays, not briefly for longer than you might expect. Often until something in your body tells them the worst has passed, that you have returned to something more stable. Research on canine post-distress behavior has found that dogs continue orienting toward their owner at elevated rates after an emotional event ends, maintaining proximity and monitoring until physiological markers, breathing, movement, posture return to baseline. They are not over-attached, they are completing something they started. And here is what this means in practice. The way you return to yourself after a hard moment matters to your dog, not because you owe them a performance of recovery, because coming back together to something ordinary, sitting quietly, returning to the rhythm of a normal evening, letting the space between you settle, is what closes the loop for them. Your dog was with you through the hard thing. Let them be there when it ends. Let them confirm for themselves, with their own nervous system, that you came back from it okay. That confirmation is what they stayed for. And it is one of the quieter forms of love that most people spend years receiving without ever fully understanding what it was. If there is a moment you are thinking of right now, a specific night, a specific afternoon, a time you sat somewhere and your dog came and stayed beside you until something shifted. This is what was happening in that moment. They knew before you showed it. They chose you over comfort. They pressed against you with purpose. They went still to slow the room down. And they stayed until they were sure you were okay. Every part of that was deliberate. Every part was them doing, in the only language they have, exactly what they would do if they could do more. If this gave you something, subscribe. There is more where this came from.